Hi guys, hey, I tell you, there's nothing better than playing some Diamond Mine baseball after a pretty long and tiring day, and that's the condition I find myself in here. We've got the White Sox at the Red Sox. As I've mentioned before, there's not really a way for me that I'm aware of here to show you the standings. I guess I could go up to report standard and then go all the way over here to league standings. Then we've got to choose a whole bunch of options. It shows up as that really, really little thing up there. The Red Sox are 2 games behind. Both of the Indians and the Yankees are tied for first, and I believe they play each other if my schedule is correct in my head. 15-10 for the Red Sox, 7-19 for the visiting White Sox, and the first batter up, Wheeler, the catcher, who's hitting first because he's one of the few White Sox who can hit, hits a fly ball over to Ted Williams on left, and that's the first out. Here is Gus Zernial takes a ball, and another ball there from Staubs, 2-0 the count. And there's a single and line drive out there to left field right in front of Williams, and Staubs gives up a base hit. And there's a runner on at first for the White Sox. Here is Gordon Goldsberry, who takes a strike. There's a little ground ball in between Pesky and Stevens for a base hit, again over to left field. Everybody going to left so far. Runners on at first and second, and here is Luke Appling. And there's a little chopper right in front of the plate. Pesky ends up grabbing that one. Has to go to Hitchcock at first for the out. Zernial and Goldsberry move up on the rare hit and run with runners on at first and second, and that'll bring up Cass Michaels. Michaels takes the ball nowhere as good in the replay as he was in real life. 2-0 the count now on Michaels. Michaels was an all-star in real life. 3-0 the count on him. And that's ball 4. He's going to miss, or that pitch misses, rather, and Michaels goes to first. Michaels will not make the All-Star game here if I even play it. I haven't decided on that one yet. Here's Floyd Baker. Baker up there. Oh, my goodness, and that is a balk on Chuck Staubs, and that ends up scoring a run. And it's such an embarrassing thing to do here. I love this play-by-play. It's not so much the fact that he balked, because, balking does happen from time to time, but rather the fact that you balk with such a really, really bad batter up at the plate. You got to wonder, can't you do a little bit better than that? And so this one will go on into my awful play-by-play collection. We have enough there, if I wanted to, for my blog to do nothing but share Diamond Mine play-by-play with you till the end of time. We're not going to do that. Ball in there to Baker, and then there's a ground ball over to third base. It's Pesky who has that one, throws to first for the out. And so after all of that, it's 1-0 White Sox going to the bottom of the first. Here is the little professor, Dom DiMaggio, who's hitting .415 and who looks awesome. He fouls the first pitch back. Look at that, 505 on base percentage, 585 slugging percentage. He's in Babe Ruth territory. 2-1 now the count on DiMaggio. There's a little looper into left field for a base hit. That batting average goes up. And here is Ted Williams, of course, the last man to hit 400 in 1941. He takes the ball inside, 1-0 the count, and that's just wide. 2-0 now the count on the Splendid Splinter. That's fouled straight back. 2-1 now the count on him, and that's inside for a ball. 3-1 now the count on Williams. That's fouled back up and to the left. Full count now on Ted, and he fouls another one back. Still a full count on him, and that's fouled straight back again. Full count remains. And there's ball 4 way outside, and Williams takes his base, and here comes Vern Stevens. Now, I told you, if you've been watching these videos all along, I've told you before, you don't want to let people at the top of the Red Sox lineup get on base here because they're dangerous. Stevens takes a strike and then hits one deep to right field, though. Hits it the wrong way, and that ends up being a very, very loud out, and that will send DiMaggio to third as Rapp gets back there for the out. 1 away, and it's Birdie Tebbets. Tebbets takes a ball inside. 1-0 now the count on Birdie, and that's high and outside. It's 2-0. That's fouled away. 2-1 now the count on Birdie. And there's a ground ball to the left side, and that gets through, and that will score DiMaggio. And we're going to play it safe with Williams with Zernial right there. I know his arm isn't great, but with 1 out, we don't want to make that third out at first base. 1-1 the score now, and here is Tommy O'Brien. Tommy, and that's a wild pitch. That pitch from Judson gets away from Wheeler, the catcher, and the runners move up. Tommy O'Brien's still up there now with a ball on him, and there's a ground ball over to first base. And hey, we might as well have some fun with this. We're going to send Williams home, and just as I thought they would, they take the share out at first. Williams scores. It's 2-1 Red Sox, and here's Johnny Pesky. Pesky takes the ball high and inside, 1-0 the count. There's a ground ball off the mound for a base hit, and that's the third run. 3-1 now is the score. And here's Bobby Doerr. And Pesky, of course, stays at first base. There's a strike on Doerr. 0-1 the count. They keep throwing to first, and nothing going to happen there. 1-1 now the count on Doerr. 2-1 as that one misses again inside, and there's a high pop-up, and that is out of play. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, getting a text message on my watch as usual. Another throw to first, nothing happening, and there's a ball to Doerr. Full count now on him, and that's popped up and out over to center field. Skull has got it for the out, And we go to the top of the second inning, and here is Earl Rapp who takes the ball. 1-0 the count on him. Chases something out of the strike zone. It's 1-1. Rapp hasn't had a whole lot of starts, but he's done okay offensively, which is why he's starting here today. 3-1 the count now on Earl. That's way outside, and there's ball 4. And he takes his base. Jerry Scala up there now. Now, I wanted to start Adams in center field, but I don't know what, he's injured or something. 3-0 now the count on Scala. Takes 3 balls in a row and looks at ball 4. So Chuck Stobbs has walked 3 men here in 1 inning of work, really. There's was that a bunt? That was a bunt by Judson back to Stobbs, and he would have had Rapp at third base, but decides to only go to first for the out, so there's 1 away, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, another example of a really, really poor play. I tell you, when you start looking for these in Diamond Mine Baseball, you'll find them, and there's a lot of examples of this, and it just makes the game so much more fun, because, you know as well as I do that there's a lot of examples out there of play-by-play from competing sports sims where, it's really bland. Here, I mean, you have the in-game announcer who will criticize teams for what they do and stuff like that. Ground ball from Wheeler over to short. Stevens goes home with it, and they get Rapp on the tag, and so there's 2 away now here for Gus Zernial. Runners on at first and third. And with Diamond Mine, it's not like it. There's a ball in there to Zernial. It's not all praise. There's criticism as well, and it really adds something to the game. 2-1 the count now on Gus. And Stobbs balks again, and that makes it a 3-2 ball game. Both runs have scored because of balks by Stobbs. Can you imagine that? 2-2 now the count on Zernial. That's fouled straight back. Still 2-2 now on him. And there's a fastball, and that's popped up and out of play. 2-2 still. Ground ball over to Dura at second. Makes the play and throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Billy Hitchcock. Hitchcock takes a ball outside, and then another ball hitting 169 and not getting on base. 250 on base percentage. Only a 182 slugging percentage. Pop up over to the right side. I was going to say Al Michaels. No, it is Cass Michaels there who makes the catch for the out. 1 away, and here's Chuck Stobbs. Stobbs takes the ball high, 1-0 the count, and there's a strike to him. It's 1-1 now on Chuck Stobbs. That's inside. 2-1 the count now. 3-2 Red Sox, bottom of the second. 3-1 now on Stobbs. Swing and a miss at that one. It's a full count on him, and he holds up on that one and takes his base at first, and that'll bring up Dom DiMaggio again, 1 out. Now you got to watch out if you're Howie Judson. There's a ball, another ball to DiMaggio, 2-0 the count. And there's one that misses inside, 3-0 the count on DiMaggio. And there's ball 4 around the knees. You knew that was going to happen. Runners on at first and second out for Ted Williams. This game could be over in a second. Williams fouls 1 away, 1-0 the count. And boy, he hits one deep down to right field that's just fouled down near the pesky pole. Odd to call it the pesky pole when Pesky is on the bench right now awaiting his next turn at bat. We have a ways to go before we get to him. 1-2 now the count on Williams as that one misses. 2-2 as that misses again. There's a bounding ball up the middle, and Appling dives for it, touches second base with his glove, and throws over to first for the double play. Bad luck for Ted. We go to the top of the third. Here's Gordon Goldsberry, who fouls one back for a strike. 0-1 the count, and then takes a breaking ball inside. 1-1. That's inside again. 2-1 the count. Ground ball over to left side. It's Stobbs who makes this play, throws to first for the out. 1 away. Luke Appling now. There's a nice curveball in there by Chuck. 0-1 the count. It's inside on Appling. 0-2. A ground ball over to Stevens, who makes the play, throws to first for the out. 2 away. Cass Michaels back up there, takes the ball. And there's a little ground ball over to Pesky at third, and he makes the play over to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down, and here's Vern Stevens. Stevens hits a ground ball to Michaels at second, makes the play and throws to first for the out. 1 away. Birdie Tebbets up there now, takes the ball. Fouls one back. 1-1 the count now on Birdie. That's outside. 2-1 now on Tebbets. It's fouled back out of play. 2-2. And he checks his swing. That was a foul tip, but Wheeler couldn't hold on. Then fouls another one back. It's 2-2 now. That's hit deep to center, left center rather. Zernial goes back and gets that one for the second out. 2 away, and here's Tommy O'Brien. It's a ball there to O'Brien, and a swing and a miss for a strike. 1-1 the count. That's hit over to left field. Zernial has that one for the out. We go to the top of the fourth. Floyd Baker up there now, and he swings and misses at 1 for a strike. 0-1 the count. That breaking ball misses. 1-1. And there's a fastball up and in. Goes to the backstop. 2-1 now the count. What was up with this play-by-play? A breaking ball in the outside corner that won't be called a strike, but ball 3. That's going in the bad play-by-play category, right? So there's not too many of these here. I've played Diamond Mine since I was like in high school, right? And I'm definitely a long way away from my high school days now. There are times where I will come across play-by-play that I might not have noticed before. That is one that I hadn't noticed before, but that definitely qualifies as bad play-by-play, like no. Needs to be better than that. Baker takes ball 4, and he takes his base at first. And here's Earl Rapp again, who takes a strike. 0-1 the count on Rapp. Not many hits in this game. 5 between the two teams combined. But we've had a lot of walks. 4 given up by Staubs. 2-2 the count now on Rapp. There is a ground ball over to Dirt. Flips to Stevens for 1. On to Hitchcock at first for the double play. 1 pitch, 2 outs. Here's Jerry Scala, who takes the ball high. And a ball low. 2-0 the count now on Scala. And there's a strike to him. 2-1 now. And there's a fastball a little bit low, 3-1 the count now on Jerry. And there's a curveball wide, ball 4, 5 walks for Staubs. And he wasn't that much of a walker in real life. And I don't know what's going on here. 1-1 the count now on Howie Judson. And there's a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. And there's a called strike 3, and that finishes him off. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. So, interesting game so far. The Red Sox have not yet caught fire as Pesky takes a strike and a ball, 1-1 the count. There's a little ground ball over to Appling at short, and he lets that one eat him up, and that's going to be an error on Appling. Pesky gets to first, and here comes Bobby Doerr. And he takes a called strike. It's 0-1, and 0-1 the count remains. There's one low and away. 1-1 now the count on Bobby. There's a little pop-up over to left field. Zernial just gets there, prevents that one from dropping in for a hit, and that makes this 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Still 3-2 ball game. Ground ball over to Michaels, goes to Appling for 1, and on to Goldsberry at first for the double play, and we go to the top of the 5th. Here is Don Wheeler, who takes the ball. 1-0 the count. 2-0 now, as that one was high. There's a little ground ball down the first base line, and that sneaks on by Hitchcock, and that's going to be a double easy for Wheeler, and that'll bring up Gus Zernial with a runner on second. Zernial fouls one back, 0-1 the count on him. There's a drive down the left field line, and that is foul, just foul. 0-2 that was over by the monster. There's another foul ball out of play on the left side, 0-2 still. That one misses, 1-2 the count, and Zernial swings and misses at that one. It goes down. Second strikeout for Staubs. I was going to say Cobbs, Staubs. Here is Gordon Goldsberry, who takes a strike, and then another strike, 0-2 the count now on Gordon. And he fouls one off just barely, still 0-2. 0-2 the count remains. Slider low, 1-2 now the count on Goldsberry. And that missed inside. It's 2-2 on him. There's a blooper down the right field line that drops just foul. 2-2 still the count. There's one popped up over to short. Stevens has that for the out. 2 away. Here's Luke Appling. There's one rolled down the third base line. Pesky grabs that one with the bare hand, throws over to first base for the out. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Chuck Staubs up there as the first hitter, the pitcher, that is. He pops one up foul. 0-1 the count on him. Now 1-1. Staubs walked last time. 1-2 now the count on Staubs. There's one popped up, and Michaels has that one for the out. And there's one away. Here's Dom DiMaggio, takes a strike. 1-for-1 in this game so far. And he pops one up behind the plate, out of play. 0-2 now the count on Dom. 1-2, is that one missed? And there's a roller down the first base line, and that just curves foul. That would have been trouble otherwise. 1-2 still the count on DiMaggio. Hits one over to right center field, and that one ends up getting behind Scala, the center fielder, and DiMaggio's in there with a double. If DiMaggio were a little bit faster, I bet he could have got a triple out of that one. And here comes Ted Williams with the runner on at second base. This is what this Red Sox top of the lineup does to you. 2-0 now the count on Ted. The ball 3 outside is a 3-0 count on him. He'll be taking all the way, and he takes the stroll down first base, and here comes Vern Stevens. Runners on at first and second again. Have you seen this show before? I think I remember this one. Ball 1 to Stevens, and there's a strike to him. 1-1 the count now. And there's ball outside, 2-1 the count on Stevens, and that's on the inside corner for a strike. 2-2 the count. Backdoor just misses. Full count now on Vern. That's flared down the right field line, but just foul. Full count still on Stevens. And that is below the knees for ball 4. And here comes Bertie Tebbets with the bases jammed and only 1 out. And there's a little fly ball straight to Zernial in left field. We're going to send both runners. And there's a throw over to third base. They got Williams tied up there, but the run scores. DiMaggio scores. It's now a 4-2 ball game for the Red Sox. We go to the top of the 6th, and it's Cass Michaels. Strike 1 is in there to Michaels, and breaking ball at the strike zone. He swings and misses at 0-2 the count. There's a ball in there to him. 1-2 now. Breaking ball misses. It's 2-2. 2-2 the count remains, and that one just misses full count now, and Michaels hits one deep to left field, and Williams has got that one right in front of that monster for the first out. 1 away, and here's Floyd Baker. Base hit over to right field, and in front of O'Brien. Baker is on at first base, and that'll bring up Earl Rapp. Takes the ball low. 1-0 the count. Another one low. 2-0. There's a little pop-up behind the plate. 2-1 now the count on Earl, and that one just misses. 3-1 now the count on Earl, and that's inside for a walk. So now there are runners on first and second for the White Sox. And here's Jerry Scala, the potential go-ahead run. And he's got 2 strikes in him after 2 foul balls. And there's a little pop-up over to DiMaggio in center field for the out. 2 away, and that'll bring up Howie Judson, the pitcher. And he takes a strike. 0-1 the count on Judson. Swing and a miss at that one. It's 0-2. 1-2 as that one was inside. Little ground ball over to Pesky, who goes the short way over to Doer at second for the force out. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, still 4-2 Red Sox. Tommy O'Brien up there now, and that pitch just misses for a ball. 1-0 the count on O'Brien, and there's a strike on him. It's 1-1. That's down low. 2-1 the count now on O'Brien, and that one is high. 3-1 the count on him. That's high and outside, and O'Brien will go on to first base with the walk. Runner on at first for the Red Sox. Johnny Pesky up there, and we're going to do some running here. Let's see what happens. There's a fly ball deep to right field, and O'Brien has to go back to first. Rapp has that one for the out. One away. Here's Bobby Doer. Red Sox not getting a lot of hits in this game as Doer takes a ball. 1-0 the count on him. And there's a fly ball over to center field. Scala's got that one for the out, 2 away. And here's Billy Hitchcock, who takes a strike. 0-1 the count on Billy. That's high and outside for a ball. 1-1 the count on him. There's a ground ball over third base. Baker throws over to Michaels, covering the bag at second. We go to the top of the 7th, still a 4-2 ball game. There's Don Wheeler up there, takes a ball. Then a little pop-up over and just out of play. Tebbets can't get there. 1-1 the count. 2-1 as Stobbs misses. That was low. 3-1 to count, and that one is high. And Wheeler takes his first base on the walk. Stobbs is really struggling. Here is Gus Zernial, who takes the ball outside. 1-0 the count. Stobbs has already thrown well over 100 pitches. 1-1 now the count on Gus. It's a blast deep to center field, and that baby is gone, and that ties the ball game. And hold on, hold everything, mama, because we've got to start really paying attention to this one. This is now a 4-4 ball game. Gus Zernial goes deep here in the top of the 7th inning. And, now we have to decide what we want to do with Stobbs. Do we stick with him? He is leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. I want to stick with him a little bit longer. There's a strike into Goldsberry and the ball to him. 1-1 now, the count on Gordon. There's a little bounder on the infield over to Doer. Throws over to first for the out, 1 away. Luke Appling up there now, takes the ball. 1-0 the count. There's one hit over to right field, and Appling goes all the way around to third base, and that tells you that Stobbs has lost it. Stobbs is not pitching as well as he really should. We got to move the infield in now, and this is not really the position I want to be in. And we'll see what happens with this, but it is possible that the White Sox can steal the lead here. There's a strike in there to Cass Michaels, 0-1 the count on him now. Fastball is fouled back. It's 0-2. Change misses. 1-2 the count. That's just wide. 2-2 now on Michaels. And there's a bouncer back to Stobbs, and he looks Appling back and throws over to first for the out, 2 away. So Stobbs able to get Appling out of there. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. You might want to excuse me for a second as I take the little picture here. And we have Baker coming up next for the White Sox. Floyd Baker with a runner on a third, and he takes a strike. 0-1 the count on Baker. There's a line drive, and that is a base hit for a single, and that will score the run. And now it is a 5-4 lead for the White Sox. Now you can tell I've been playing too much Football Manager lately because I want to have a chat with Stobbs, but you can't. You can't do that in this game. There are games where you can go visit the mound, but you can't go have a chat with him and give him a lecture. Rapp takes a strike, and then a curveball for a strike, 0-2 the count. And that curveball is just wide as 1-2 now on Rapp. 2-2 as that one was inside. That changes low, full count now on Rapp. And he takes strike 3, and that does it. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Stobbs is coming out of this ball game. It's going to be who? Who do we want to put in there? Could put Combs or Stringer in. We'll go with Stringer. Lou Stringer to be the pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 7th. Lou takes a strike, 0-1 the count on him. 1-1 as that one is inside. And there's a shot up the middle for a base hit for Lou, and that'll bring up Dom DiMaggio, runner on at first base. DiMaggio 2 for 2 today. He fouls one back, 0-1 the count. And there's a bounder up to second base, and Appling goes to Michaels to Appling and on to Goldsberry for the twin killing. We've had a number of double plays here. I just want to take a quick look here. 3 turned by the White Sox, 1 for the Red Sox. Back then, as you'll recall, 3 double plays turned by a defense in the game is enough to talk about in the paper. 1-1 now the count on Ted Williams. And that's off the plate. 2-1 is the count on him. 3-1 is that one missed. And that's off the plate again. 4th walk of the game for Williams. That'll bring up Vern Stevens. 5-4 ball game. White Sox in the lead, bottom of the 7th. There's a strike to Stevens and a ball. 1-1 the count. And there's a ball in there to Stevens inside 2-1. It's fouled back. 2-2 the count now on Stevens. There's a ground ball up the middle. And man, oh man, I tell you, Appling grabs it, flips over to Michaels, but he does not make the play at second base, and everybody's safe, and that brings up Bertie Tebbets here in the bottom of the 7th inning with a chance to put the Red Sox on top. And That was really, really poor play there by Appling, who needed to do much, much better than that. Luke Appling, of course, 42 years old here, the old veteran, and that was a play that shows his age. There's a ball in there to Birdie, another ball, 2-0 the count. There's a strike there on him now, 2-1 on Birdie. There's a fly ball over to right field. And, oh, man, that was a robbery. We're going to go back to that one here in a second. First, I'll find Frank Quinn here is going to be the new pitcher. So what happened on that play is that one was hit deep to right field, and Rapp, who is not necessarily very heralded as a fielder, ends up running back over to that right field wall, jumps up at the last second, and comes down with the ball, and he robs Tebbets of a possible home run that would have given the Red Sox the lead. And so we go to the top of the eighth inning, and it's still 5-4 Chicago. Frank Quinn is the new pitcher, as I said, for Boston. And Derry Scala now takes the pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count now on him. Another little bit of a play-by-play to save as a huge swarm of bees had taken over the area, but then fortunately at the end decided to leave. That's a real rarity. That is something that does happen from time to time in Major League Baseball, but it's the sort of thing that you don't see very frequently. So that's another little bit of color that we will hold on to for posterity. You never know when that little play-by-play will come in handy. 1-0 the count now on Scala. 1-1 as a strike is in there. There's strike 2 on him. 1-2 now the count. There's ball 2 outside. 2-2 now the count to Scala. And boy, Quinn gets him down low, and there's a swing and a miss, and Tebbets tags him to be sure. 1 out now, and here's Judson, who takes the strike. 0-1 the count now. Ground ball over to Dorr, and he makes the play at second, throws to first for the out, 2 away, and here's Don Wheeler. Wheeler takes the ball, and another one high for a ball, 2-0 the count. There's ball 3 high and outside, 3-0 the count. 3-1 as that one is in there for a strike. There's one popped up foul. Hitchcock over by the railing, can't get it. Full count now. There's a little fly ball over to Williams in left field for the third out. We go to the bottom of the eighth inning. Close ball game, and here is Tommy O'Brien for the Red Sox, and he swings and misses the first one for a strike. 0-1, 1-1 now as that misses inside, and that's hit over to left field, and that's going to be a single for O'Brien, and that'll bring up Johnny Pesky again. After Pesky, when we get to Dorr and Hitchcock, there's not much to say in the bottom half of the Red Sox lineup. There's a ball in there to Pesky, 1-0 the count. Not like these lineups today where anyone can go deep. 1-1 now the count on Johnny. 2-1 as that one misses. That's up high. 3-1 the count on Pesky. And he looks at ball 4 high and inside, and he was taking all the way. Judson has 8 walks now, and he's taken out of this game. It'll be Ed Kleeman here. Ed Kleeman comes into this game, bottom of the eighth inning. And, man, we've had a lot of adventure and a lot of action for this one. You know, I always worry about these games when one team is clearly better than the other. You never know exactly what's going to happen. But, I mean, this one, definitely, we have had a lot of action, a lot of excitement, a lot of drama. And I sure hope that you're happy with your decision to stick with us. Bobby DeWer up there now. He's 0 for 3. Hit 309 in the real world. Here, not quite so much. He takes a strike, 0-1 the count now on him. And that is inside and loose, and that one misses hitting him just by a little bit. And Wheeler can't grab that one. That is a wild pitch if I ever saw one. And that will send the runners over to second or third. And now the question is, do you pitch to Dorr or do you walk him? So the first base is wide open now. Let's see what they do. And there's the sinker that misses inside, 2-1 the count on Bobby. And he hits one well into center field, and Scala goes back and grabs that one way back there to the wall. You remember it's 390 feet out there here in 1949. That will send both of the runners up. The tying run scores. It is a 5-5 ball game, and that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad by Bobby Dorr, who ends up picking up the RBI. We've talked about this before, right? I know that people keep talking about, well, RBI is a statistic of convenience. It sort of is, but you still have to drive the guy in. That's one of the problems that we see over and over again when we play these games. There's a ball to Hitchcock. Ball 2 there on him. He has a chance to drive Pesky, and 2-0 the count. He swings and misses that one. It's 2-1 now on Billy. And he pops one up over to Zernial in left field for the second out. That's what I'm talking about, right? Hit the ball on the ground, you score, you get the runner in. Al Zarilla is going to be the pinch hitter. I know I mentioned last time the Red Sox played, which was just 2 days ago, that I haven't started Zarilla at all. That's because he's hitting 143. He has to get some base hits first. And there's a strike in there too. 0-1 the count. and he hits a ground ball into the hole on the right side, and that is through for a base hit. And no sooner did I say it that Zarilla delivered. So if that's a sign of things to come, we may see Zarilla in the lineup before long. But the problem is we have to take somebody out. I'm guessing O'Brien would come out of the lineup. We'll have to think about this probably at the end of the week. That is the end of the in-game week. So there'll be a couple more games before Zarilla gets the potential starting role. Dom DiMaggio up there now takes a ball. He's hitting .423. Another ball, 2-0, the count on him. There's a strike. If you like slugging percentage better, he's hitting .598 as his slugging percentage. There's a sinker in the dirt for a ball. 3-1 the count on Dom. And he swings and misses a 1 full count now on DiMaggio. And that's lined in the hole, and that's off of Appling's glove for a base hit, and that will send Zarilla up to second. DiMaggio there is at first, and we're going to stop Zarilla there. DiMaggio today 3 for 4 and is having one heck of a game. I'm telling you, it doesn't mean so much that the other DiMaggio is still injured because there's two of them, and this one's pretty good. Here's lefty. Here's Ted Williams, the left-handed hitter, who takes the ball. 1-0 the count on him, and that one misses. 2-0 now the count. There's a sinker low, 3-0 now the count on Williams, and that's in at the knees for a strike. 3-1 the count. There's ball 4 way inside, and the bases are full of Bostons, and here comes Vern Stevens, bottom of the 8th inning, 6-5 Red Sox, and Stevens takes the ball, 1-0 the count. Two seamers low, 2-0 now, and there's the sinker in there for a strike, 2-1 the count. That sinker's too far low, 3-1 the count on Stevens. And he takes one high and inside, and that is a walk with the bases loaded. That makes this a 7-5 ball game. And here's Bertie Tebbetts, who was robbed of a home run last time up, and let's see what he can do. He fouls one back, 0-1 the count. Sinker's in there for a strike. It's 0-2 on Tebbetts. That's low for a ball, 1-2 now the count. And that's foul back, 1-2 on Tebbetts. It's down and in, 2-2 now the count on him. And DiMaggio was about to take off and go home if that was a wild pitch. Wheeler made a really good play on that one. 2-2, the pitch comes. That sinker's low, full count now on Tebbetts. And that's ball 4 in tight, and he walks in another run. So Ed Kleeman has walked 3, including 2 with the bases loaded. It's an 8-5 ball game. I hate to tell you this, White Sox, but I don't think this pitcher is working for you. Kleeman getting his first work of the season here today, and it hasn't been pretty. Here is Tommy O'Brien now, and that's a foul ball by O'Brien. 0-1 the count on him now, and there's one popped up foul, 0-2 now the count on him. There's a little ground fly ball rather over to left field. Zernial's there for the out, and we will go to the top of the 9th inning. So we're going to put Zarilla here into right. And who do we want to have take on this duty? I'm looking at real life. So this is the thing. Back in 1949, most of these teams didn't have a whole bunch of guys getting saves. We're not going to put Dobson in. That's ridiculous. We need him to start games, not to finish them. We're not going to put Winnie McCollin. We'll put Jack Robinson in there and see if he can't pick up this save. Robinson has a 40.50 ERA after 0.2 innings of work. So let's see if he can get some outs. Gus Zernial up there takes a ball. That's in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-0 now the count on Zernial. That's hit over left center field, and that's going to be a triple for Zernial in between Williams and DiMaggio, and that'll bring up Gordon Goldsberry. Now remember, Zernial's run doesn't matter. There's a ball down and into Goldsberry. 1-0 the count. Line shot down the first base line, just foul. 1-1 the count now on Goldsberry. It's hit over to right field, and Zerilla's got that one for the out. Zernial unable to score. That shows you how slow he is. One out here in the top of the 9th. Luke Appling, who has a triple already today, takes a ball. That's hit to the gap and left, and that splits Williams and DiMaggio for a double, and that will score the runner. Obviously, it's an 8-6 ball game, and here's Cass Michaels. Michaels 0 for 3 today. He fouls one back, 0-1 the count, and takes the ball, 1-1 the count. High and inside now, 2-1 on Michaels, and that pitch just misses, a 3-1 count on him. There's a fly ball over to left field and left center field. DiMaggio has that one for the out, and Appling ends up moving to third. 2 outs now for Floyd Baker. And, oh dear, that is a wild pitch. That is a wild pitch there by Robinson, and that will score the run, making this a 1-run ball game. And so we'll see what happens here with Baker. So the score now 8-7 after the White Sox have this little comeback, but will it be enough is the question. 1-0 the count. The pitch is in there. It's fouled back. It's 1-1. There's a strike called in there. 1-2 now on Baker. And Baker fouls that one off. 1-2. We stick with Robinson because we trust him, and he pops one up. And that's going to be Bobby Dewar, who's under that one for the catch and for the out. So the Red Sox win this one 8-7. It's a close game. I'm not convinced it's close enough necessarily for a write-up. A lot of scoring there in the very late innings once the starters got out, and a lot of walks in this too. I'll show you this box score here again. I mean, Judson walked 8, and Kleeman walked 3, and Stobbs walked 7. So, and then, of course, the mighty Quinn came in there and got the victory. So, all hail the mighty Quinn. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this game, and I will talk with you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.